Council members?
Yes, sir.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dearborn Heights City Council meeting, March 10th, 2026. Madam Clerk, please take roll call.
Hassan Ahmad.
Present.
Nancy Breyer.
Here.
Robert Constant.
Present.
Margaret King.
Here.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell.
Here.
Hassan Saab.
Present.
Tom Wenzel.
Present.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Mahdi Baidoun, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'm sorry to inform everybody that the mayor will not be with us today. He's feeling under the weather, so I hope he feels better soon. And I know Councilman Wenzel, he has a moment of silence for somebody. Councilman?
Thank you, Council Chair. Last week, we had a death in Dearborn Heights. This woman was.
Microphone's not.
Last week, we had a death in Dearborn Heights, and the lady that passed away was 92 years old. She was the mother-in-law of retired firefighter Steve Lapkovich and the grandmother of current firefighter Brian Lapkovich. Pat Duty passed away, so just a brief moment of silence. Thank you. May God rest her soul.
Thank you, Councilman, and my prayers goes to the family for their loss. Agenda approval.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the regular meeting of March 10th, 2026 as submitted.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion? I see none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes.
Council Chair,
Councilman.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the minutes for the regular meeting of February 24th, 2026 as outlined in 4A.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Public hearing and public comment. Any comments from the public? You have 2 minutes. Please state your name, street you live on, the city you live in.
It still won't work.
Go ahead, sir.
Kenneth Isaacson, Rouge River Drive. I would like to rebuttal the statements made by Councilman Wenzel on January 13th. You might be confused as to why I waited nearly 2 months to readdress council on this matter. I'm just very, very busy here at home and across the United States. Outside of being full-time on a fire department, I travel across the United States starting opportunities for foster youth to become firefighters and EMTs after leaving foster care. I'm happy to announce that there are currently 6 foster youth here in the state of Michigan who are attending EMT or firefighter training even though they are currently in foster care, and I helped start those opportunities with the Grand Rapids Fire Department and several foster care agencies. So yes, as Councilman Wenzel was saying how horrible and how difficult foster care really is, it's that difficult to be in a system like that here in our state, and then to age out of the system as a first responder, and then go on to be a paramedic for a department like the city of Detroit. As our governor, members of Congress, and the President of the United States have recognized this as a significant achievement for our country and for the state of Michigan, and Councilman Wenzel wanted that to be brought to the attention of the city of Dearborn Heights, and have the city of Dearborn Heights issue a similar honor as we honor people for opening up coffee shops and ice cream shops and other kinds of matters. But my family, we've been lifelong residents here in the city of Dearborn Heights. My grandfather bought our town since it was Dearborn Township. My mom grew up in Dearborn Heights. I've grown up in Dearborn Heights outside of my time in the system, and I made state and national history for serving as a first responder while in foster care, one of the worst things a child can go through. And I'm asking that the council and the city recognize that for the significance that the president and the governor have recognized that to be. Thank you so much. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilman, you want to say something?
Yeah, I talked to Kenneth several times on this issue, and I believe it's something that we should look into recognizing and honoring.
Keep in mind, Councilman, all council members, I mean, please do recognize people wherever you think they need to be recognized. I mean, please bring all this successful stories forward for everybody to hear. And I congratulate you, sir, for all the achievements.
Hi, Angela Venegas, Dwight Street, Dearborn Heights, Michigan.
Please state your name. Oh, sorry.
He's not going to
It's the fasting part.
I got a couple people I'd like to thank for getting some things taken care of. I've contacted Kevin in the ordinance department about a few issues, and he's taken care of that. And I really want to give a big thanks to our new ordinance director, Mr. Nasrallah. You're really taking care of business. You're very professional. You do everything. Everything I've contacted you about, you've been doing a really good job about taking care of things. I appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to our police department. We had a situation Saturday night where we had some individuals breaking into vehicles, and you guys did a fantastic job of catching them, and I want to thank you. You guys are appreciated, and as well as our fire department. You guys are always there for us. And I want to give a shout out to Officer Serto for doing traffic on Berwyn Street during school time for the kids at Riverside, catching speeders and people rolling the stop signs and keeping our kids safe. And then I want to point out some things. Our DPW department's been out there fixing all the issues that we've had with water main breaks, and they're shorthanded. But our city really needs to start coming together and start taking care of some of the issues we're having. I've started my walks, and this just doesn't fall on people who work for the city. This falls for individuals who live here. There's a lot of blight going on around here, a lot of garbage all over the place. I walked 90% of the drains when I'm walking are just covered with leaves, debris, garbage. You have a drain in front of your house? Be a good neighbor. Take care of it. You can't expect the city to do everything for you. You as a resident have a responsibility. This is our community. We all live here, and we should all be working together. And I just wanted to point out a couple things. The golf course, there's been a tree that's been limb broken off for like 2 months. These things just make the city look unattractive, and things just haven't been picked up or taken care of. And I'm sure other people have seen it, and nobody is saying anything. And then I just have a couple issues of a couple other things. We bought a Christmas tree last year that was supposed to be lit up at the Canfield Center. I'm just curious as to what happened to that tree, and if it never made it here, where's the money? Has the money been put back into the budget? And then I have a couple invoices, and I know there's a note on here. The invoice received here late from a vendor was from Husky Envelopes last year with a date of 2/4/25. And then we have more attorney fees for the fence involving Denise's fence of $3,700. And these all took place in 2025. And I just want to know why we're now taking this stuff out of this year's budget. And you know, it almost sounds like we're robbing Peter to pay Paul, or what's going on. So if anybody could address some of those things.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Could you pass those, whatever you have, to the secretary, please? And I know I've seen those invoices, and sometimes I've been talking to the administration that sometimes they're behind in sending stuff, like vendors are behind in sending stuff. And I know you mentioned the fence. This is between the city and some residents, so it's not.
No, I understand, but I'm just questioning the bill that's involved.
Correct.
You know, it was
I
last
don't know
year.
why they waited so long to send it in, but definitely I'll address it with the administration.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening, City Council and Chair. My name is Larissa Richardson. Some of you might know my name as former Chief of Staff for Congresswoman Tlaib for quite a bit of time, but I'm now with the City of Detroit, so I'm here to bring greetings on behalf of our new mayor, Mayor Sheffield, and just want to extend the opportunity to work together on any regional priorities and issues that we share for communities, and, you know, just wanting to be proactive and extending a working relationship as much as possible with this new administration. So please see me as your point of contact if you need anything or any support on any regional priorities or projects that we can work on together. But I look forward to working with you guys and growing our working relationship as much as I can in support of the City of Dearborn Heights and the City of Detroit. So thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on your position, and thank you for coming here and
You're welcome.
addressing us. If you can leave your information, that would be
I
great with
will.
the secretary.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, honorable council members and Madam Clerk and all of our residents. Lisa Hicks Clayton speaking as treasurer on agenda item regarding the bank accounts. I wanted
Madam
to.
Treasurer, can you leave it till the agenda item is?
Oh, do you want me
I
to wait
prefer it
till
that
then
way.
to talk about it? Will
Yes,
you let
please.
me? Because I wanted to tell you about our meeting and where I am on that, okay?
Please, yeah, well, let's leave it to the agenda item. if
All
you don't
right,
mind.
I will
Just
do
have the
that.
residents-
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Sir?
Hello, Ed Warner, John Daly, Taylor. Here to see if I can get some help from the city. Van Born and John Daly, there's a trucking terminal that's been reopened. And in their reopening, they're busy, a lot of traffic. And there's an issue with the traffic at the light. Their driveway is just west of the light. As they pull out, they're blocking traffic. Sometimes they're running the light to get through it. And their parking lot is dirt. So Van Born, between Beach Daly and Inkster, is full of dirt, gravel. It's just really making it a mess. And looking to see if we can get some help to just try to get that cleaned up.
Well, I believe Van Born is a county road, so we can make sure maybe send it to the county and address it. Right, Mr. Dancy? Yeah,
Okay,
for sure. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Councilman?
Mr. Warner, so you mean where the old truck depot was, and then there was a plaza and a medical center? You're talking about that?
That's the truck stop type area. That's part of it, but there's, to the west of that, there's a truck repair facility and company. And then what used to be FTI is a new trucking terminal, and they're running probably 60 trucks an hour in and out of there.
So that trucking terminal, that's in Dearborn Heights?
It's in Dearborn Heights.
And-
And their
check
parking
on
lot's dirt, and it's just dragging it all out to the road.
Where-
The intersection's dangerous. Cars as they're trying to stop, are sliding on the gravel and dirt.
Well, I know the police chief is here, we have the ordinance director is here, and they're gonna check on it for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Zuhair Abdelhat, Rosemary. I was hoping that you let the treasurer explain to us a little bit about this motion to basically consolidate all the accounts to very few, because to my knowledge, Mr. Saab, you're asking 30 days, you're giving 30 days to the treasurer to come up with solution and reconciliation of all the accounts. I don't believe that's her job to do the reconciliation in the first place. It's the controller's job. Second, I remember when everybody went up in arms when Mr. Bill Bazzi wanted to consolidate all these accounts, because at that time we accused him that he wants to put all the cash in one account so he can spend whatever he wants whenever he wants. And I just want us to be very careful with what we do, because like BSNA, we claim that it separate things. If somebody comes and pay one check for water and tax, now does how this is separated and goes to the portion goes to the water and one goes to property tax. If it is going into one checking account, is that capable by BSNA, or it is the job of the employee to separate that at that time when somebody pays with a check to say this portion goes to that and this portion goes to this? I think we need to be very careful with this issue. I'm not against it, but again, if you have investment too, are you going to cash those investment to put them cash, or does the general account, or does it accept investments as money? Because you cannot take out from investment unless you lose money on it. So
Thank you very much. Like I said, we'll address it and we'll go over it when the agenda item comes in.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else in the audience? Any comments? Please state your name, street, city you live in.
Tracy Baker,
on Merrick Street. I just want to kind of piggyback on Angela about the water main breaks. We had a water main break at our end of our driveway in November of 24. They came out, my driveway was gravel from November, obviously it was cold, was gravel from November until May. They came out and fixed it, put a new driveway at the bottom. Whoever did it, there is so much cement pieces in my lawn, I have no grass. It took me forever to get my tree trimmed back 20 years. I finally got grass to grow. Now I have cement underneath this pile of dirt at the edge of my driveway. There was a water main break on our street at Merrick and Lehigh, which had happened, I'm pretty sure, Friday night. I'm not sure if anyone else called it in. I called it in on Sunday. They were out there yesterday. The pile of dirt, and I get it, you have to, pile it up or whatever. I was walking my dog today. I don't want my dog walking in all that mud. Is there a way that they can smooth that pile of dirt out more? So if a kid is running on this, where they're not going to trip on mounds and mounds of dirt. So I just want to know, what do I do about my own grass now that's not going to grow because there's cement underneath there? I don't know if anyone.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry you're going through this, but if you don't mind, if you want to share your address with the secretary,
Yep.
I'll share it with me, and I'll make sure I address it with the directors.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Any more in person?
Mr. Chair?
Councilwoman?
I'd like to compliment some people. On Colgate Street between Gully and Bailey, that's 3 blocks. Finally, everybody put their trash cans in the right place. I was so impressed that 3 blocks, it was perfect. And so I'd like to congratulate those and remind the others that it's supposed to go on the easement or in your driveway, not in the street. You want your street clean, but they can't get by if you're leaving everything in the wrong place. So I want to compliment those people. And like Angela said, the leaves in the street, the drains, it looks like blight. Gully and Beach Daily, we have a rental house on the corner, and I don't know if they have a shovel, but it's bad, and now trash is being thrown on top. So the neighbors should really help each other out and make the place look better.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
We move to Zoom? Thank you.
Good evening, Council Chair
Good evening.
and Council. Dana Parrish, Brindley Park Street, Dearborn Heights. I want to address 9C first. Website for a resident complaint page. I think that's an excellent idea. I'd also like to add a veteran service page. Nothing really has been done with the veterans. I sent an email to the mayor on December 15th with several ideas. At least put in there a suicide hotline for veterans. The veterans really haven't been done anything with since the commission's been set up. Please take a look at the email that I sent him on December 15th with a lot of ideas. 9D, the bank account reconciliation. I think that's an excellent idea. That goes to 11A. The establishing of fees. It has to do with, basically, it's a fee to print tax bills. I talked about this before. It's not really needed because BSNA posts those things instantaneously. I recall the treasurer requesting training funds transfer for BSNA training several months ago. Has that training been done? And if not, why not? That training would take care of these problems. We're talking about, and Mr. Abdahak also brought up, the confusion or problems with consolidation. BSNA does address those situations. These fees that are brought up in 11A, why are we bringing them up now? They've been charged. That's like closing the barn door after the horse got out. We've already charged those fees.
Thank you.
Also, one other thing, I'm sorry,
Yeah, go
other
ahead.
people going further, just give me 1 second, I have one other thing. I did try to address the treasurer with these things on 2 different occasions, 2 different Mondays at 10:30 or so, and she wasn't in the office, so I don't really know what her hours are, but I know at 2 different Mondays I went there 10:30 in the morning, and she's not in her office, so I don't know what the best time is to reach her.
Thank you, Mr. Parrish. And
Thank
just
you.
to address a couple of these, for the Councilman Saab's motion, I really like your idea. I hope maybe Councilman Saab would amend his motion and add maybe something for the veteran too. That would be great when it comes to it. For the other stuff, we'll address it when it comes. And for the treasurers, I think if you call, leave a message, I'm pretty sure she called you back. And if you want to set an appointment to make sure she's there. Moving on, any more, Madam Clerk?
Good evening. Nicole Pro, Canopy Street, Dearborn Heights. 9B. I'm also an employee, so I'm not opposed to the name tag thing, as long as it doesn't have our last names. Some of us work in high tense situation departments. I don't need nobody Googling my name, finding out where I live, and having any kind of issues like that. As long as it doesn't have my last name, I'm fine with it. Not too keen about the job titles. Most of us don't have fancy job titles. We're just clerk 1, 2, 3. I think it's irrelevant. Could cause issues with people. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. You're only a clerk. What do you know? I think we could fix that, keep that for elected officials, department heads, directors, that type of thing. And then to go along with 9C, I have been recommending for a long time recorded phone lines. I think that would also help in this situation to cut down on the he said, she said. You can go back to the phone call, listen to it, and you got it right there. So that would be my recommendation, to just also add recorded phone lines. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicole. And going back to your comments, yes, it's only first name in my motion. It's only first name, but I'm going to address it more when it comes to it. For the, what was the other thing you mentioned?
Complaint page.
Complaint. You know, about the recorded line. You know what, I had many discussions with the mayor, and actually he did instruct the IT director, and we're working on it, and pretty sure we're going to have it's going to come to council for approval, and some of those lines are going to be recorded. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, any more on Zoom? Please state your name, street, city you live in. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good
Hassan Jamal.
Good evening.
Regarding the minimum non-restricted general fund balance, which is $4 million, I was involved in that way back in 2021. So the city is required to actually honor the council's resolution to maintain $4 million at the end of the year, fiscal year, of $4 million. The city was short in June 30, 2025. You have only 1.6 some million dollars, so you are short there. So you are in violation of your own policy. So number two, the book values of the funds are different than the cash value on hand in the banks. And if you have restricted funds balances more than what you have as a balance for the city, then you are using restricted fund, which is against the state regulations. So there's 2 different sets, honorable councils. You need to make sure, understand this. As a previous compliance director for the city budget, I dealt with that. It is very difficult when you don't have enough non-restricted general fund balance to manage the restricted, unrestricted in one account, which is a very good idea, by the way. That's the best way to have a pool. But you have to have enough money So when you need to look at your balance of the restricted funds, you should be able to liquidate them. Otherwise, you are using them to pay the payroll. And you gotta, I mean, this is a very fundamental duties for you as a council.
Thank you very much,
to look
Mr.
into
Jamal.
those funds.
Thank you very much. Any more, Madam Clerk? Okay. Okay, moving on. Fund transfer and current claims.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
I move that Dearborn Heights City Council approve the amended current claims in ACH and / wire transfer 6-1 through 6-2 and 6-5 through 6-53 as submitted.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 7, consideration of bids, Library Director McCaffrey, request for bid water fountain installation.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council authorize the library to go out for bids and payment for 3 Elkey enhanced EZH2O drinking fountains and the installation of same at both libraries. Payment would come from the capital A account 738-981, which has over $330,000 remaining as outlined in 7A.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman King. Any discussion? Again, this is for installation of a new water fountain at the library. Thank you, Director, for bringing 3 bids. Thank you very much for always on top of your stuff. Council members, any discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Moving on, reports from the mayor. Mayor Baidoon, permit application, Metro Act.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that Dearborn Heights City Council approve the Metro Act permit applications from Easy Fiber. This is a standard application that also includes a check for $500 for the application fee as regulated by the state of Michigan. Please authorize the mayor and the clerk to sign the bilateral permit application as outlined in 8A.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Again, this is a permit application for a Metro Act. It's an act regulated by the state where it allows data companies to access our infrastructure.
Data, essentially, it's like internet. Wi-Fi companies.
Mostly data.
Correct.
Do you have anything to say about it?
No.
Second on it
Okay.
first?
I do have second.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Any discussion, any more discussion, council members?
Chair?
Councilman?
I'm sorry. Councilwoman
Yes,
Breyer.
my understanding is that there will be 3 installations, and each one will bring in about 1,500, to total probably 50,000 or thereabouts per year to the city.
You mean,
1,500 a month,
you mean income?
yes.
Comments on this?
How much was that again?
About 1,500 a month times 3,
Well,
should be close to 50 grand a year.
that's good. Something is coming into the city. But again, this is only for permits. We're approving permits. Like I said,
Right.
it's regulated by the state. The state oversees this, and that we have to allow them to go through our city. Councilman Munsell, you had something to say about it?
No, you kind of answered my question. I was just wondering, well, I'll have my question, thank you.
It's kind of those,
Yeah,
like,
what-
internet companies, they have to go run wires and stuff, so they have to pull a permit. They tell them, you have to pull a permit, but we cannot tell them no, basically. It's kind of like the 5G towers.
So we have to pay a $500?
No, they pay.
they-
They're
yeah.
paying.
They have to pull a permit from us, but we cannot tell them, no, you
For
can't.
each time, each job they do, it's a $500 fee?
Each job.
Yeah.
Just
No,
to
it's a-
clarify, Council Chair, Hussein Saad, Assistant City Attorney, the company sends over a $500 application fee that is accompanied with the application for us to review it and process it. So that's what that $500 is referring to.
So it's a blanket permit, just one, correct?
Correct. If this is, well, the check comes in with each application. This is the application we received. It came with a $500 check. We gave it the thumbs up. It now goes before the city council for approval.
No, the councilman is saying every time they do a job, they have to pull a permit, or is it one-time permit?
This is allowing them to put in those wire lines. They don't need to come back every single time. This is with regards to the map that was
It's a
provided
blanket one,
and
yep.
putting in those wires, correct?
Thank you, sir.
Now, the work that they're doing, I'm not sure, is it inspected by the city, or they can just come in and start digging and we don't have any
So
say in?
I reviewed the site map and the application with the DPW director. He gave it the thumbs up. This is pretty much a standard protocol. in terms of allowing them to put in the wires in our city.
That's on public easement, correct?
Horizontal
It's on the public lands, correct. So again, this obviously needs city approval. They applied with this application, it came with the check, and now it's going before city council.
Okay, thank you.
Any more from council members? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 8B,
Council Chair,
Mayor Baidoon, purchase agreement. Councilwoman?
I recommend the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the purchase agreement between Riverside Apartments of Dearborn Heights LLC and Dearborn Heights, of the City of Dearborn Heights for 17297 West Outer Drive, number 1, Dearborn Heights 48127. Furthermore, pending the review of Corporal Council review, approve the purchase agreement. In addition, authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement on behalf of the city as outlined in 8B.
Second.
A motion by Councilwoman King, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Again, this is for purchase agreement approval for the property on Outer Drive for Riverside Apartments. I see no more discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Report from city official.
Council,
City Clerk Senior Annual Liquor License Review.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
Move the Dearborn Heights City Council receive, know, and file the 2026 liquor license review indicating all the businesses are in compliance as outlined in 9A.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. I know the backup showed there's only one business, still it's not, but we received the email from the clerk saying that all businesses are in compliance. I think this needs a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, really?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you for the administration. I think they had something to do with it, so thank you very much for the amazing work. No, it's on. Is it? Yeah. Did we take, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 9B, Council Chairman Ahmad, City Employee Name Tags.
Council Chair.
Councilwoman?
I'll make a recommended motion that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the resolution establishing an employee identification policy requiring name tags for city employees with direct resident interaction. Whereas, city employees regularly interact directly with residents in the course of performing their official duties, and whereas, visible identification promotes transparency, accountability, professionalism, positive customer service, and whereas the City Council desires to establish a clear and uniform policy regarding employee identification. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council adopts this resolution establishing an employee identification policy requiring name tags for city employees with direct resident interaction resolution, and that this resolution establishes the employee identification policy requiring name tags for city employees, stated it again, it's policy, as an official policy of the city. Further be it resolved that the following constitutes the policy. Section 1, name tag requirement. All city employees who have direct communication or interaction with residents in the course of their city employment shall wear a visible name tag displaying their first name and job title while on duty. Section 2, implementation timeline. The mayor, department head, city treasurer, city clerk shall ensure compliance with the policy within their respective offices and by the city employees reporting to them directly or through the change of command within 30 days of the adoption of the resolution establishing this policy. We're getting there. Section 3, enforcement. A, the mayor, the department head, city treasurer, city clerk shall be responsible for enforcing compliance with this policy within their respective offices and by city employees reporting to them directly or through the chain of command. B, subject to any applicable collective bargaining agreements, failure to comply with this policy may result in progressive discipline in accordance with 1, city's charter, code of ordinances, work rules, regulations, policies, and/or procedures, and/or 2, any applicable collective bargaining agreements. C, the mayor or an administrative officer designated by him shall oversee citywide implementation of this policy and address any compliance concerns with it. Section 4 has exceptions. The mayor may grant exceptions to this policy for law enforcement employees, public safety employees, or other employees where safety, security, or operational concerns warrant alternative identification measures as determined by the mayor. Section 5, effective date. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption as outlined in 9B.
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Breyer. So a motion by Councilwoman Breyer, seconded by Councilman Saab. So again, as I mentioned earlier, this is only for our first name basis for name tags for transparency, accountability, and positive customer service. I mean, all council members, sometimes we receive complaints. Who did it? We don't know. It looks like this. Look, at least just to know exactly what happened. And this is only for employees who have direct contact with residents, not for everybody. And again, in Section 4, it says the mayor has the exception to grant exceptions to some of the employees if he thinks that's fair. Any more discussion from council members? I see none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you very much. 9C, Council Pro Tem Saab, addition to the city website, resident complaint page. Bless you.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the administration to develop and implement a dedicated complaint and feedback page on the city's official website is online in 9C. I'd also like to amend this motion to include a veterans page and veterans resources and a suicide hotline tip on that page also.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Saab. A motion by Councilman Saab. Did you get the amendment, Madam Clerk? Resource page.
Resource page, yes, with the suicide hotline on there.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion?
Council Chair?
Councilman?
I was thinking of something in the last few weeks, because I've been getting several calls from some residents, all of them being elderly residents, complaining about being scammed and different things about your water line coming to your house. And I was thinking about bringing this up to add this to like the communication department or director. And I think that it'd be a good thing to have a senior, not complaint, but senior
Like
concern-
information page?
concern, yeah. I mean, because there's a lot of seniors out there, you know, they're getting scammed every day and they're losing money. And I had a call from 3 people this past week, and another lady's been calling me for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And she keeps on getting calls all the time. And a lot of people, they just go ahead and do it. They give the information that they're asking for. But maybe there's something that issue comes up, they can contact the communication director or department or
You know,
Mr. Saab
I love the idea, but if you want to get with the communication director, see exactly the points you want to include in that page, and if you want to bring it forward, I love the idea, but at least let's have something like some kind of.
Or maybe we can send out something about scams, mail out, and how we usually send out the yearly mailer.
The newsletter?
The newsletter, put a page on there about the scams, and that's a good idea
Oh.
too, because a lot of seniors actually read those.
I don't know if we are we still doing the newsletter? We are still?
Yeah, if you get with the communication director, to put some points on it.
Sorry, again, Hussein Saad, Assistant City Attorney. I just want to make one note. There is, for seniors who feel as if though that they're being scammed, of course, the Attorney General's office, you can call in and let them know of your situation. So there's that as well. And I just wanted to make note of that on the record.
If that's the case, it can be easy, Mr. Saad, if we can have a link from our website to the Attorney General's office, that would be easy, if we can just add a link to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why we wouldn't be able to do that.
Chief, you have something to say?
Yes, Chief Kozowski, Dearborn Heights Police Department. So we often do events at our senior centers, particularly the Eaton Center. We've done it quite a few times where we've had somebody come in, like a retired detective or a current police officer or investigator, to come in and do a presentation on current trends in senior fraud or scams and things like that. So we're about to start organizing that again for the new year, for the spring and summer. So we will definitely keep you guys posted on that and provide all the information so that will be open to the public also.
Yeah, that would be great, Chief.
Okay.
We can post it under the police department, maybe website, or the city website, and maybe if we can include it in the newsletter, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
It'd be nice to have, if I get this call again, to say, hey, call this number, instead of going online, for a senior.
Mr. Stock, can you email him the phone number?
Attorney General.
Plus, it's great the Attorney General, but I think getting through the Attorney General might be a little bit more difficult than speaking to someone right in the city itself, maybe. And that person could relate to the Attorney General, because we're here to serve our seniors, and all the people, but our seniors need help the most.
Yeah, but Councilman, I'm with you, but I don't know if we have that department that can provide such services. I mean, we have
That's
to-
what I'm saying, we should
have
look
to be
into that,
careful,
yeah.
so, I don't know, maybe I can get with the Corp Counsel and check on it too.
Okay, I'll do that.
Council Chair,
Councilman?
and possibly the Recreation Department, because they deal a lot with the seniors, and the senior council and so forth.
Yeah, that's a great idea too. Maybe, yeah, we'll include the director from the Parks and Rec.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more discussion from council members? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 9D, Council Pro Tem Saab Bank Account Consolidation, Blaine Moran.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the Treasurer's Office in coordination with the Comptroller and Administration to close unnecessary bank accounts and investments accounts within 30 days and consolidate the city's banking structure into the following approved accounts. Number 1 is Comerica ending in 7191 pooled checking. Number 2, Comerica ending in 9059 pooled investments. Comerica ending in 7452 tax account. Number 4, account ending in 7403 water and sewage lockbox. 5, Chase 6904. I'm sorry, 6906 debit debt retirement. Number 6, 9698 unspent bond proceeds to be closed after proceeds are fully expanded. Number 7, Morgan Stanley investments accounts may be consolidated for closure, considered for closure with funds transferred to Comerica pooled investments. Number 8, Flagstar Bank certificates of deposit upon maturity, funds may be transferred to Comerica pooled investments as outlined in 9D.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Again, the accounts that Councilman Saab just mentioned, these are to stay open and the rest to be closed.
Thank you. That's correct.
Madam Treasurer, there's something.
I did, yes, thank you. Hi, good evening again. So I want to say thank you for bringing this forward. Thank you to the finance team, including our Chief of Staff, Baydoun, and our Comptroller, Baydoun. We had a discussion with Plant Moran on Monday, and that was and you were there, Council Chair, very fruitful, and I appreciated that. My questions were answered regarding the mechanisms of tracking and making sure we're not spending restricted funds. So that was adequately answered. I would thank you for clarifying, because that was my question. The ones listed in this document are to remain open, including the Comerica water lock box, which we're working on some movement there that we'll talk about another time, as well as the Morgan Stanley investments. You want to keep that. That's one account, by the way, not multiple, because there were multiple investments based on restricted funds. But we make over $1.5 to $2 million a year off of those. We'll never make that with a regular savings account or our pool account. But what I did want to say, because I feel, and again, I appreciate the opportunity to work with our Comptroller's office. We're working well together. So I am okay with this, supportive because I see the mechanisms. I understand it. I understand pool accounting. I get the general ledger. You're relying on the general ledger greatly for accuracy and separation of restricted funds. But I'm going to go to the audit real quick. Just to remind everybody, and this is where my concern is, and I want to be very public about this, very transparent, and I think we all should do this. If you looked at your audit report, that was performed by Alan C. Young. This is not from me. This is Alan C. Young. June 30th, I'm going to take one piece only. The sanitation millage, that's on your tax bill, folks. Every summer payment, right? Sanitation. June 30th, 2025, you had a balance of $5.1 million. That's restricted money, 5.1. Hang on to that. This year, for this tax year of 25, we have collected $3.5 million. I'm rounding now because I have exact numbers, but you don't want me to do that. So you add those two together, that gives you $8.6 million. So you say, what is that used for? Well, I researched the millage language for that item. And that's for your sanitation, like your trash hauler, things like that. That comes to $300,000 on average monthly times 8 months. That's $2.4 million. So if you subtract 2.4 million from that 8.6, well, that's 6.2 million. Should be on hand in the general fund bank account, folks. Restricted monies, it's not. You know that. We talked about that Monday. We're sitting at around 2.5 right now, folks, and I'm going to talk to you later about cash flow. I'm not going to do it right now. I don't want to cloud anything. But I want to say we need to be very cautious and very aware of this because these are restricted funds. That's a millage voted by the voters for a restricted item. That money I just gave you, 6.2 million, should be there. How we paying that back? How you paying that back? Okay, that's my question. And it's not just that. If you look at your annual audit, oh, I have it on my phone, sorry. You've got 1.6, I think it was mentioned earlier, 1.6 million is actually unassigned. That's your general fund at June 30th date. We're outpacing that. We're spending more than that. You are spending down restricted money right now. You're already doing it, okay? Now, when I talk to Plant Moran, they say, that's okay because we're going to pay it back and all that. That I don't know. It depends on who you ask. That's okay. I think Department of Treasury should be asked that question.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
Thank you.
As we discussed, I do thank you for this and thank you for the cooperation with this. But like I said, there's nothing you need to do if you're not comfortable with. Like I said, restricted money has to stay restricted. All the money is going to be physically in one account. And the mechanism is on the platform, all the accounts will be separated. So if there's no money in that account, checks are not going to be written
That money's not there.
written
That's
out.
my point. That's one point, sanitation. I just want you all to be aware that's from the audit.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
Yes, so I met with Plan Moran, we all met with Plan Moran, Chief of Staff was there, Council Chair was there. If we actually implemented what we pay BSNA for, we won't have to worry about nothing. Every dollar in the city can go into one account, the mechanism separated.
I already agreed with that, sir.
Yes, so restricted funds are going to be restricted funds because
In the
the
general
mechanism
ledger.
automatically formulates, please let me finish.
Yes.
It formulates what restricted funds are. If you guys did the training for BSNA, and your office has actually gone through the process to know how BSNA actually works and what a powerful software BSNA is, and every city utilizes it except the city of Dearborn Heights to its potential, is that's not an issue which you're worrying about. And we went to some of the best we're using one of the best firms in the country, not in the state. And their recommendation came back to this and to implement BSNA across the board, across the city. Because right now what we're having is issues where checks are not being deposited on time, as you state, the next day. I've requested some information from you regarding that a week ago, and I still have not been provided it. There's some checks that are being a month before they're deposited, which I asked, and I'm not asking for copies of checks, I'm asking for ledgers of them. They're not. This is, once you post a payment, it's instantly available. Anything that you do with BNSA, it's instantly available. We asked for these to be closed, when was it, a year ago? Maddie?
At least.
2 years ago? None of it has been done. So the 30-day deadline I'm given for you to consolidate this, I think is more than fair, because I asked Plan Moran, how much time would you need? They said 30 days is plenty of time. So this is not about the restricted funds. The restricted funds are going to always remain restricted. This is not an account where anybody can go and just pool as they please. It's not going to work that way.
Council Chair, if I may.
Councilman? Yes. Go ahead.
I'm not debating that. I already said I agreed with it. Okay, so now we're belaboring the point. Regarding the previous council request.
see your point,
No, let me answer, please, because that was not fair just now, because it's saying, it's kind of implying I don't agree. That's not what I said. Okay. Regarding the previous council, yes, the ones that you did legislate closed were closed. I can prove that. Okay, so let's take a look at that motion. We can pull that up from the clerk's office. Well, not right now, but we'll look at it.
1 second, Council Chair. How many accounts were closed, Comptroller?
Yep.
It wasn't all of them, just like Pat Moran said. Thank you for the record.
The ones that the council approved, I will stand by, were closed. We will pull, no, there is more than that. We will pull that information tomorrow from the clerk's office. Well, it's online, like she said, it's available to everybody. And we'll take a look at that, and you'll see they're not open. So I don't want us to go back and forth because we're wasting this time. That was not my point. My point was, I understand it's restricted by general ledger. I get that. My point is, we have an issue here already. That's my point. Are we paying attention to that?
That your office should be paying attention to that and correcting it.
I've already addressed that too, as if you looked at your emails.
Madam-
I'm already working with Plant Moran. No, we don't get to take jabs at people without responses,
No, he's
please.
not responding anymore.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from,
Yeah.
but we're talking
Yeah.
about the consideration now.
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah.
about totally something different that was from before. From now on, you make sure nothing is being taken out of
That's
the
right.
restricted funds. So this is on you too, and the controller. Nothing from the restricted money has to be written out. Council members, any more discussion on this?
Yes, Council Chair.
Go ahead.
When we met with Plan Moran, Chief of Staff, how many accounts were actually closed? Do you remember? Was it 4 or Maddie, you were there? Last, okay. Just for the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Yes, Council Chair, Councilman. I just want to raise two issues because I don't know if they've been raised, so I'd be remiss if I didn't. Remember, Section 8.11 of the Charter basically says that you can essentially divide up accounts and funds as you may determine, provided that all monies raised for the retirement of debt and for interest thereon shall be kept in a separate fund and in a separate bank account, which appears to be something that's shown here for item 5. But I'd also note that there was an issue that I did not hear about, let's just say, directly, and wasn't part of the BASI administration at that time, but had to do with forfeiture accounts. And information that I saw with respect to that suggested to me that what was recommended by a particular accounting firm was based on, shall we just say, an improper understanding of the way federal law works vis-a-vis state law. There was a citation to a state law having to do with these accounts, and there are both obligations for federal forfeiture funds and state forfeiture funds, and those are very different. And so before everything gets potentially consolidated, there should be an effort made to ensure that there is not a problem with regard to how these funds are kept and whether or not they need to be kept in separate actual bank accounts. Because, you know, it may look archaic, and it probably is given modern accounting, but again, our city charter, section 8.11 says not only do you need to keep these in a separate fund in terms of retirement of debt, but you also have to keep them in a separate bank account. So, you know, you may have some of the same issues, and that care needs to be taken with that, because otherwise you got a real problem.
Are you saying, Corp Counsel, there's a difference between federal forfeiture funds and state forfeiture funds?
Yes, absolutely.
So which one needs to be separated? Both of them or one of them?
Well, I think it's a matter of what those particular regulations require. I don't know the ins and outs of all of them, but state law was what was cited and what I ended up seeing, and I was like going, we get a lot more money from the feds, as I understand it, in terms of forfeiture, and what was cited was by an accounting firm, and they were relying on a state law, and we're dealing with a lot of forfeited federal funds. So if we are relying on that same line of opinion, we may be making a big error and not even know it.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a caution.
Council Chair.
Councilman, go ahead.
We did ask that question in for Plan Moran. Plan Moran said the way those accounts are structured, although they can be consolidated in, the way they're structured, they're still restricted individually.
Okay, do they know, has someone actually done a review, not Plant Moran, with respect to the issue of the legal issues?
Yes, as legal, when we asked her about the legal issue we had the last time, she said there was misinformation that the accounts can be separated, and the accounts would still be still forfeited restricted funds, but the way they'll be structured in BSNA that they would set up.
Okay, I've tried to be careful about what I say. The accounting firm that gave the improper information was Plant Moran, that I ended up seeing. Okay, so this was a few years back. And you know, sometimes people need to stay in their lane. That's what my concern is in this situation when it comes to forfeiture funds. Big issue, big deal, a lot of problems have happened in the past with respect to these funds. My recommendation would be that, you know, some more care be taken in terms of reviewing this and ensuring compliance with both federal law and regulations and state law, because there did not seem to be a recognition that there were two different sets of laws that needed to be abided by.
Councilwoman?
Hassan, would you be okay to re-amend the motion and leaving those two accounts alone, so we're not getting in any issues?
I would like to get an opinion on those, but I would not,
Okay.
I'd still want after the opinion to be closed.
I think if you want to amend in a way to be in compliance with the federal law, correct? That would be good, Corp Counsel?
Yes, maybe you could make that subject to further review with respect to federal and state forfeiture funds prior to the consolidation.
I'll amend my motion, subject to federal and state forfeiture fund review and restrictions,
By Corp Counsel
By Corp
or
Counsel.
Assistant Corp Counsel, yes.
or Assistant Corp Counsel.
Thank you.
I second that.
Okay, motion amended by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any more discussion?
Council Chair?
Councilman?
We just spent the last 5 or 7 minutes talking about forfeiture funds, and I got a good idea that most of the people listening aren't aware what the forfeiture fund is. Can we get a real briefing from Mr. Miyake?
Forfeiture funds are funds that are normally obtained by virtue of some illegal enterprise involved with those funds. For example, there could be Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud by, shall we say, a healthcare provider, and then the funds are seized as fruits of an illegal enterprise. And then the city, if it helps in that kind of matter, ends up getting a share of the funds that have been forfeited. Is that good?
And then, Council Chair.
Councilman, go ahead.
I'm sure a lot of times the funds can only be used for like drug prevention. They're restricted as what they can be used by. Let me just add, this has been an issue, I think, for far too long. Back when our Comptroller Badri Jawad brought this issue up, it leads to, too many accounts leads to confusion and keeping the books. In the olden days, you had a ledger. These days, it's all done by the software.
Thank you, Councilman. I think we're heading in the right direction. Our treasurer is cooperating on this, and Corp Counsel is going to check about the forfeiture funds, and I think we're doing good. Council members, any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 9E, DPW Director, the NC purchase of water and sewer safety barricades.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the purchase and payment of safety barricades from Zenero LLC for $12,277. In addition, authorize the mayor and the controller and clerk to sign the necessary warrants and the treasurer to issue payment from account GL 592-537-79100, of which the current balance is $26,449.07, which will result in a final available balance of $14,172.07 as outlined in 90.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman King. Again, this is for purchase of water and sewer safety barricades. We have in the backup about 8 different bids that was supplied by Director Dancy. Thank you for that, Director Dancy. Any discussion from council members? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 11, ordinances and resolutions. Treasurer Hicks Clayton, resolution to establish tax search fees. Do I have a motion? 11A, Treasurer Hicks Clayton, resolution to establish tax search fees.
Do we want to pass this down to the folks, just for backup? Do you want me to lead into the?
Well, I don't even have a motion, Madam Treasurer,
Okay.
so this is dead and it's placed to us. I wish somebody can do a motion so we can at least discuss it.
Yeah, I think it should be discussed. I see.
Chair, I'll do it for discussion.
Go ahead, ma'am.
All right. The recommended motion is that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the resolution
Thank
to
you.
establish a tax bill reprint/tax search fee. Whereas upon review of city records, including the city's general ledger and historical administrative practices dating back to approximately 1990, Treasurer's Office has historically administered a fee for the reprint or tax search of property tax bills. And whereas the Treasurer's Office has historically charged $1 for the reprint or lookup of a tax bill for properties receiving a principal resident exemption, free/homestead, and $10 for the reprint or lookup of a tax bill for non-homestead properties. And whereas, while state law does not require presentation of the tax bill to process a payment, the remittance portion of the tax bill significantly assists in ensuring accuracy in posting tax payments. And whereas the remittance the remittance form expedites payment processing by providing essential identifying information, including parcel numbers, property addresses, thereby reducing staff research time and minimizing posting errors. And whereas, in the absence of the remittance form, cashier staff must obtain and verify property details directly from taxpayers, which may require additional research time at the counter. And whereas a substantial number of tax payments are received by mail and through third-party processing entities, including but not limited to Comerica Bank, Tax Lockbox Services, Dearborn Federal Savings Bank, the inclusion of the remittance form greatly reduces the risk of posting errors in those processes. And the last whereas, upon review and confirmation with the city clerk, no formally adopted resolution establishing said tax bill reprint or tax search fees is currently on file. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Dearborn Heights hereby formally establishes and authorizes the Treasurer's Office to administer the following tax bill reprint/tax search fees. $1 for principal exemption, for principal residence exemption, free/homestead properties. I think for that you have to be older. $10 for non-free/non-homestead properties for the purpose of offsetting administrative costs associated with research, reproduction, and processing of tax bill reprints and lookups. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption and shall remain in effect until modified or rescinded by the City Council as outlined in 11A.
A motion by the Councilwoman Breyer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wenzel for discussion. Madam Treasurer, like I said before, I'm totally against paperwork.
Yeah.
I want everything to
Understand.
be electronic. So if it comes to me, I'm really against this motion.
Yep.
And
So I did want to, sorry, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would say I don't want to charge the resident any more money.
Okay, understand.
I mean, they pay enough.
Yep, I agree.
To charge them for their tax bill.
Right.
Even
Yep.
if somebody comes to your window,
Yep.
all they have to do, give you the address, you tell them how
Right.
much they owe, they pay, you give them a receipt,
Yes.
and that's it.
So I agree with you. And I want to answer the question because it was raised by one of our taxpayers, and I want it to be out for everyone. I did research on this, and I shared the report with you where we ran the general ledger for this tax search is what we call it. And it goes back to record on file, it looks like, starting in 1999. So the city's always been doing it, but the problem is BSNA looks like maybe 1990 came into the city, but we couldn't find a resolution, right? And so I thought the right thing to do is to bring it before this honorable body and let you decide what it should be, really. It's not me taking for or against. I'm not for or against. I'm not either or, but I want to do the right thing. Because I couldn't find the resolution. I think, I don't know, Madam Clerk, if you were able to, or you looked, I don't know, but you had me look. You had me look. So I looked. I did talk to our former treasurer who was here for 26 years. He said it was before his time. So I think it was way before everybody's time. And can't find the resolution. So I wanted to bring it forward to do the right thing. So you, as an honorable body, can make that decision. I will tell you some of the things that are in the resolution are true, though. The remittance form does have the scanning code that helps the, match up the payment correctly to reduce errors and posting corrections. And the only concern I have is and you may not see this, but we get a lot of checks that are mailed to us. And sometimes they're from out of state and out of state bank accounts, and they don't have any information, but they're for a tax payment. Now, I've got to start tracking down that company or that taxpayer or that person, the issuer of the check, and say, what is this for? I know it's for tax, but what parcel? You didn't send me a remittance form. So we have to do a lot of legwork with payments. Now, there's not a lot of them, but there's enough of them. So there's just that. I just want to make sure we're accurately posting. But either way, I just wanted to bring the resolution forward because I couldn't find one on file being adopted. And as we know, the honorable body has to adopt all fees. This is not my call. Okay, I wanted you to have that opportunity,
Thank you,
okay?
Madam Treasurer, for bringing this forward.
All right, thank you.
For council, so if this doesn't pass today, does this stop, or do we have to have another motion to make it zero? Or,
It should be considered, I think what the treasurer is saying, she's going to treat it as unauthorized.
okay, so she'll stop.
And it should stop.
Okay, perfect. Any more discussion from council members? Seeing none, who's in favor of this motion? Whoever is in favor, please say aye. Oppose? No?
No.
No.
Madam Clerk, do you take roll call? Whatever you want to, sure.
Nancy Breyer,
No.
Margaret King,
No.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
No.
Hassan Saab,
No.
Robert Constant,
No.
Tom Wenzel,
I'm gonna change my, I'm gonna say yes.
okay, Hassan Ahmad.
No.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much.
Council Chair.
Moving on to 11B.
I just want to say thank you, council, for taking the position so I know the direction to go.
Thank you very much, Madam Treasurer, for bringing this forward. Moving on to 11B, resolution, Councilman Saab resolution calling on the United States government to demand an immediate ceasefire and end to the war in the Middle East. Council Saab, before you start the motion, I want to thank you for bringing this forward on behalf of all the elected officials in the city. Go
Council
ahead, sir.
Chair, before I start, thank you to everybody that signed it. Council Chair.
Go ahead.
I make a motion that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve a resolution calling on the United States government to demand an immediate ceasefire and to end the war in the Middle East. Whereas the city of Dearborn Heights is home to a diverse population with nearly 40% of its residents having heritage, family ties, and cultural connections to the Middle East. Whereas the ongoing war and the military escalation in the Middle East has resulted in widespread destruction, loss of civilian life, displacement of families, and immense humanitarian suffering affecting millions of people across the region. Whereas many residents of Dearborn Heights have family members, loved ones, and communities directly impacted by the violence, making this conflict deeply personal for many within our city. Whereas the military action and the policies of the Israeli government has significantly contributed to the escalation of violence and the ongoing humanitarian crisis in the region. Whereas the continuation of this war has raised serious concerns regarding violation of international humanitarian laws, protection of civilians, and destruction of critical infrastructure necessary for survival. And whereas prolonged war and instability in the Middle East have economic consequences that affect citizens here in the United States through increased costs, economic instability, and the diversion of national resources away from domestic priorities. And whereas many residents believe that this conflict is not in the interest of the American people and do not support the United States becoming further involved in another prolonged war abroad. Whereas the city of Dearborn Heights believes diplomacy, international cooperation, and peaceful resolution of conflicts must be prioritized in order to prevent further loss of life and suffering. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the city of Dearborn Heights calls upon the United States Congress and the United States Senate to immediately pursue all diplomatic and legislative efforts necessary to secure an immediate and permanent ceasefire in the Middle East. And be it further resolved that the city of Dearborn Heights urges the U.S. government to work with international partners to end the violence and ensure protection of civilian and address humanitarian crisis resulting from the policies and the military actions of the Israeli government. And be further resolved that the Dearborn Heights City Council calls on federal leaders to prioritize peace, diplomacy, and international law in order to prevent further escalation of the conflict and the suffering of millions of people around the world. Further, let it be resolved that the City Council expresses the concerns of the residents and that the United States should not be drawn into another prolonged war that does not serve the interests of the American people. And further be resolved that the city clerk shall transmit copies of this resolution to the President of the United States, to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the majority leaders of the United States Senate, and the members of Congress representing the state of Michigan.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman King. Again, thank you, Council Saab, for working on this resolution, and thank you for all the elected officials in the city for the support. As well, tonight, I support this resolution not just as a council member, but as a human being. Our city is home to many families with deep roots in the Middle East. For them, and for many of us, this war is not distant, it's personal. We have witnessed heartbreaking loss of life. In Iran, families mourning the tragic killing of more than 170 young girls in elementary school. Children whose future were taken far too soon. In Lebanon, more than 1 million people, nearly 20% of the country population, have been displaced from their home, and since last Monday, over 500 Lebanese civilians have been killed and more than 1,500 injured in the Israeli bombing. These are not just numbers. They are children, parents, families, and communities living through unimaginable pain. My heart goes out to every victim and every family grieving tonight. This war is also costing the American taxpayer close to $1 billion a day. At a time when our communities need better health care, stronger schools, and modern infrastructure. We should be investing here at home. We should be building, not destroying. Supporting a ceasefire will not erase the pain, but it is a necessary step to stop the violence, protect innocent life, and give diplomacy and peace a chance. Thank you, council members. Any more discussion on this?
Chair.
Councilman?
This resolution is personal. Like Council Chair said, I'll echo his. Everybody has families in this community that are displaced. There's no place to go. They're just carpet bombing people all around the region. I would call this the greatest war. This is the war of distraction. That's what this is. This is not our war. This is a war to get the media off of the Epstein files in America, and also for our president to be the puppet to Benjamin Netanyahu, who's a terrorist. The state of Israel is a terrorist state. Bluntly, nothing. As I hear today on the news, they say the next threat to them is Turkey. It's nonstop, over and over, on our tax dollars, our tax money. With what the United States has spent in the past week on this war, could have covered education in the whole country for a year. Let that sink in. We're paying $1.25 more since last week on a gallon of gas, $1.60 more on a gallon of diesel. For a war that's not ours. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Councilman Saab. Councilman?
Thank you, Council Chair. Thank you, Councilman Saab, for bringing this resolution. This latest conflict, our second attack on the nation of Iran, too many civilian casualties. Israel's been spraying phosphorus and spraying herbicides over the olive trees in southern Lebanon, amongst others. And there are certain rules of engagement that are not being followed. This is more like a genocide than, and shame on the U.S. for being behind it. This has been done in Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Iran, which is not an Arab country, it's a Persian country, and now in Lebanon. So thank you, Councilman Saab.
Thank you for supporting it.
Any more discussion from council
I
members?
just want to echo everything that you guys said. War is never the answer. It just breaks my heart that we're in this mess. Thank you, Steph, for bringing it forward.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Councilwoman.
supporting it.
Any more discussion?
Council Chair?
Councilman?
Chair?
Thanks, Councilman Saab, for writing this, bringing this to our attention. You know, this is a terrible thing going on over there in the Middle East. It's causing a lot of problems and costing us a lot of money. The loss of life is the most important thing that's happening there. So, I mean, I wish we could do the same thing because we're not involved in the actual war in the Ukraine. You know, 20,000 children were killed in Ukraine, but we're not involved in that war. So I wish there was something we could do for, you know, peace around the world. But this is something that we can do. You know, we can voice our opinion as American citizens. And thank you again, Councilman Saab, for bringing this.
Thank you for supporting it, Councilman.
Thank you, Councilman.
Council Chair. Yeah, I just have one question for Councilman Saab. It says calls upon the United States Congress and the United States Senate. Should you also include the president?
It is. It's going to the president.
I know, but calls upon
Right.
the United States Congress and the United States Senate. Could it be calls upon the President, the United States Congress, and the United States Senate?
The Senate and Congress can put a vote in for war powers.
Okay, all right.
That's why.
I was just raising it as a hopefully helpful suggestion.
Thank you.
And again, this, Madam Clerk, is that something you do? To be transmit those copies to the President of the United States, Speaker? You are. Thank you very much. There's no more discussion from council members. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you very much. Just can't believe close to $1 billion every single day. So it's been going on for what, 12 days now? We could have used that money.
Could have fixed our potholes here.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, it's sad. I was listening somewhere with that school, it was hit by AI drone. And the AI saw the kids still moving, so hit them with 2 more missiles.
Oh, geez.
Before they used to, the procedure was the AI identify a threat, then somebody, like a person, needs to okay it. But I guess the president stopped that, so the AI doesn't need to go to a human anymore. They can then make the decision themselves. So they hit the first missile, they saw the kids still moving, and hit them with 2 more missiles. It's really sad. Thank you again, council members, elected officials, Madam Clerk, Madam Treasurers for the support, and the mayor, of course. Moving on to new business, 13A, business license renewal, Auto Mania.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab,
can we just table this?
we can just, if we do have a motion, then we can
Yeah,
discuss
I'll
it.
put a motion to the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the business license renewal for Automania 22120 Van Born as outlined in 13A.
A motion by Councilman Saab, do I have a second?
Second for discussion.
A second by Councilman Constant.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
I'd like to table this because at the recommendation of the ordinance director, there's still some violations that he's working on them with.
That's correct. Everybody from the council members today received an email from Director Yusuf Nasrallah, Ordinance Director, that he is working with this business on some violation that they promised to be done before hopefully the next meeting. So if they're done, please bring it forward, Madam Clerk.
Can we go ahead and refer that back to ordinance, and then he'll give us the okay?
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's take that to a vote right now. Whoever is in favor, please say aye.
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 No, aye to.
Table.
Refer back.
No, you didn't do the motion.
Yeah, I said to refer back.
To refer back, okay.
Table.
So the motion is to refer it back, because he said the first motion first, like that. Like he read the motion the way it is.
For discussion, and I said I'd like to refer it back.
To
We don't
refer
need
back.
another,
You can amend it to refer it back.
you want to amend it to refer it
Yes.
back?
I think he did that.
So the motion is amended to refer it back to the administration. Councilman Constant would like to
Yes,
second that?
second.
Second, thank you for that. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Business license renewal, go to Motor City LLC.
Council Chair,
Councilman
I move
Saab,
that Dearborn Heights City Council approve the business license renewal for Go To Motor City LLC, 2955 South Beach Daily as outlined in 13B.
Second.
a motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion on this?
Council Chair,
Councilman?
the directors, are you happy with this, what they did, cleaned up?
Yes, Councilman. Again, he did email us too on this
Yeah,
business, and he says after visiting the business, they went ahead and everything is good to go, and he recommend to renew.
Yeah. Well, I want to say something. In the past, for several years at least, I wanted the ordinance department to start looking into these business license renewals, and it fell on deaf ears for so long, where I took it upon myself to visit all these businesses when they were up for a license renewal. And now we have a director that's put me out of a job. He's doing a great job. He keeps us informed. That's a big thing. Keep us informed on everything he's doing. I want to thank you for everything you're doing for the city, and I'm sure that this is just a start for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Wenzel. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. 13C, Police Chief Gazowski, Traffic Control Device 8195 Dale.
Council Chair,
Councilwoman King.
I recommend that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the placement of a handicapped parking sign at 8195 Dale as outlined in 9H.
Second.
I think this is, the motion is wrong. That's not handicap. That's a no parking. I don't know if you want to amend your motion,
I'll amend my
Councilwoman.
That's a
motion.
no parking?
It's a no parking sign. No parking, not handicap.
Amend my motion
Was that in her backup?
for no parking.
No parking.
No parking.
So it's, so the motion is amended to no parking sign by Councilwoman King. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second by Councilman Breyer. Moving to discussion. Personally, I had an issue with this, and I had discussion with the Police Department and Madam Chief of Staff. First, there was 4 signs installed before our council approval. Somebody is not following procedure, so I hope from now on, I know the mayor is not happy with that too, so I hope somebody, whoever is not following procedure, to start following procedure. So I think those signs need to be taken down. People were ticketed before, the council approved. Correct me if I'm wrong, Corp Council. If there should be a traffic study, then it has to come to council before we install no parking, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you, Corp Council. So I would say a traffic study is to be done to see I know somebody, I have in the backup, it says a resident, somebody's blocking his driveway. By all means, whoever is blocking his driveway or her driveway, that car needs to be ticketed and needs to be towed. Maybe we can put a sign before that driveway to say, don't block driveway or you'll be ticketed. But to put 4 signs before council approval, a week ago, before it comes to council, that's not acceptable.
No, it's not.
So I would say, I don't know, I'm talking about myself. You guys will have
No,
the
I
discussion. I would say maybe if we can amend this motion to take those signs immediately and have a traffic study and to see exactly, maybe we can, I'm all for having a sign before that driveway to make sure nobody blocked that resident's driveway. But discussion from council members.
Council Chair?
Councilman?
I sent an email to you earlier today. This needs to be looked at by the administration who called and had these signs put up. What chain of process, what process they went through, or is this just being done for favors for people they know? This is not right. And the people that got ticketed, those tickets should be removed because these tickets were unlawful. To put no parking signs on both sides of the street in front of the same distance is just, it's absurd. And it was not approved by council.
And again, I'm sorry, Councilman, are you set?
Yes.
Again, I think the 2 people on the corner, probably, I know there's a couple businesses there, so it might the businesses are parking in front of their homes. But again, there's a stretch before the houses. So, like I said, it needs to have a traffic study, and then we can move from there. But meanwhile, I think a sign needs to be installed before the driveway to make sure nobody's blocking the resident's driveway, for sure. Councilwoman, you have something to say?
Yeah, I agree. I think if we ticketed this person enough, they'll get the hint. And it will hit them right in the pocket instead of putting a no parking sign. I mean, come on, we're going to have so many people asking for no parking signs. It's just going to open a can of worms. I think a ticket would hit them harder.
Thank you. Any more discussion from council members? Can we add to, are you okay adding to this resolution for those stop signs to be removed?
Not stop signs,
Not stop
parking
I mean,
signs.
the stop signs.
Not stop signs.
I mean, the parking, no more parking signs. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yes, I'm in my motion.
Well, at least I paid attention in the beginning.
Yeah, thank you.
Councilwoman Breyer, would
I
you second
agree.
that?
Yes.
Excellent. Madam Clerk, all set with the amendment? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Police Chief Gazowski, traffic control device 4455 Delane Street.
Council Chair,
Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the placement of a handicap parking sign at 4455 Tulane as outlined in 9G.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Saab. And again, this is the authorization for a handicap sign. And I did drive by the house, and that sign's still not installed. So thank you for not installing that sign before council approval. Any discussion for council members?
Council Chair,
Councilwoman?
how many other homes in Dearborn Heights have a handicap sign in front of it?
Wow.
Do we know how many? Because I'm afraid this is another thing, we're going to open up a can of worms.
Yeah, so there's no database of signs. I actually, it was one of the first things I did when I became the chief, is I wanted to know how many miles of roads we had and how many traffic control devices we had, right? And there is no centralized database of traffic control devices, so there's really no way to tell.
Because I also have another question. Does this home have a driveway where they can park? Why would they need a handicap sign in front of their house?
So it's my understanding that the driveway is not wide enough for a handicap accessible van, so they would need the extra width in the street to actually load into that van. That's my understanding of that.
Okay, because this is another thing too, is how will this be treated on trash and emergency snow days? Will they still be parked out there and they'll be exempt, or? I mean, this is opening a whole new world.
So no, I agree, and so I've been around long enough to know that traditionally we haven't seen personal requests for signs in front of houses. So this is sort of a new thing. So me and my team are working on developing a policy to actually have these reviewed, to have them studied, and to go through an actual approval process through our department. But it doesn't just go through our department. It also goes through our DPW department, because they're the ones that actually install those signs. So it's going to be a joint project, but it's something that we are now aware of. Like I said, I've been around for a long time, and I don't remember this ever being a thing, so.
Council Chair. This issue was raised in the department head meeting, some of these issues, and it's my understanding for health reasons that this particular individual needs to have this type of van, and we always need to be mindful of our obligation as a city, both under federal law and under state law, to accommodate people who have a disability. And based on what was discussed in the department head meeting, that very well might be appropriate in this situation. I mean, I haven't gotten into the weeds, but it sounds like it could very well be an appropriate thing.
Council Chair?
Councilwoman?
So is this van for the homeowner or someone they know?
So it's for the homeowner.
The homeowner, okay.
Yes.
Any more discussion from council members on this?
Council Chair?
Councilman?
Chief, are you saying we should vote yes on this, or wait to go through your process that you were just talking about?
Well, I certainly wouldn't tell you guys how to vote. That's none of my business.
Make a
I know what lane I'm driving in, and I'm going to go ahead and stay in it. So,
Good answer.
so because I'm so new, right? 2 months, and this is so new as a concept to our city. From what I've seen in the past, I've attended so many of these council meetings, and I've watched hundreds and hundreds of them online, right? So I am aware that we need to probably have a more thorough process for vetting these requests, and that's what we're working on.
Should we wait until you have a process in order?
Again, I'm not going to advise you guys how to vote.
Council Chair?
Councilman?
I think, Corp Counsel Chief, that if we actually denied this, it'd be in violation of ADA laws too, correct?
Arguably, we would be, because
Yes.
they've obviously requested an accommodation at this point.
Correct. Thank you.
Any more discussion from council members? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, Chief. Members of the public, comments from council members? Council members' comments?
I've got a couple. I don't know if anybody saw our mayor in his tennis shoes running around posting signs about the fish fry on Friday and the celebration on Eid on Saturday, and he's welcoming everybody to come. It was a really fun thing to watch.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any more comments from council members?
I'd like to say a few things. Please, when I was walking my dog, clean up after your dog when you're walking your dog. It's disgusting, okay? It takes 2 seconds. You can go to the dollar store. You can reuse a Meyer bag, whatever. Clean up after your dog. It's disgusting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman King. Any more comments from council members?
Council Chair?
Councilman?
Okay, a couple things. I want to thank you for getting these meetings rolling fast and long, getting out of here on time. I really
welcome.
appreciate that. You're doing a great job as
Thank you.
chair. And thanks to Councilman Saab for his resolution.
Councilman, I'm sorry, I want to interrupt you. The only reason this meeting's going fast, the mayor's not here today.
No comment. No comment. 'Cause, yeah, but just one thing is, we'll be hosting our third annual Family Fun Night in Annapolis High School, May 9th. That's the day before Mother's Day. And we'll have a special Mother's Day card making area, along with our normal rock painting, face painting, clowns, balloon artists, bounce houses, face painting, planting, Home Depot Kids Workshop, all the things we've had for the last couple of years. And we are looking for sponsors, and we'll be able to flyer out pretty soon coming up. But it's Saturday, May 9th at Annapolis High School. Family Fun Night. Oh, yeah, 5 to 9, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're working on a big-time wrestling event to come to that night also.
Are you going to be wrestling, Councilman?
I will. You want to be my partner in tag team?
Yeah, let's do it.
Council Chair.
Councilman?
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone that with the warmer weather coming and kids are walking to and from school, to please slow down, especially in our residential neighborhoods. And I want to wish everyone a blessed Lent and a blessed Ramadan.
Thank you, Councilman. Any more from council members? 2 days ago was International Women's Day. I'd like just to bow my head to all the mothers and the sisters who lost family members in the war last week. It's just sad and heartbreaking to see all those mothers and the sisters who lost a baby or lost a brother or a husband or a father or a mother. So I bow down to them and I pray for them. And like Councilman Constant too said, last Lent, everybody observing, and I know, I want to say Happy Eid next week, but there's no happiness to say, to be honest with you. With all that suffering going on, I don't see any happiness. I hope we can celebrate one day, being happy one day, but until then, I wish you all to be blessed always. Thank you very much, everyone. Moving on to announcement from city officials.
Council Chair.
Councilwoman.
For those who have a ticket, Eaton has a St. Patty's party tomorrow from noon to 3. And next week, on St. Patrick's Day, Berwyn has theirs from 11 to 2. So I don't know if you can still get a ticket at Berwyn, but they're always worth going to. And then, of course, we have the fish fry on the 20th and the Eid. Is that how I say it? Okay. On the 21st. Where?
The Eid at the end of Ramadan celebration.
Yeah, it's the celebration at the end of Ramadan, and it's at Elite Sports. So those are things you should be considering. Also, we have on the 25th, the Course Creek meeting. That's at 6:30 p.m. The next day, we have the South Dearborn Heights Civic Association at 7 p.m. Both are at 3335 South Beach Daily. And I will announce at our next meeting who the speakers will be. So please start coming to the meeting so that Sue and I can have our group still meeting. We appreciate anyone who has interest and would come to work with us.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any more from city officials?
Council Chair?
Madam Clerk?
I'd like to thank the City Council for including all the elected officials in the ceasefire resolution. War is horrible, and my heart goes out to all those that have lost loved ones. And then in addition, I would like to give a shout out to our ordinance department. They have been working closely ensuring that all of our businesses are properly licensed. Thank you, Jack.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Council Chair, I forgot, someone asked me to ask this question for our DPW director. When does yard waste days start picking up again? First week in April?
First week in April.
First week in April, yard waste.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, what's the director?
I think we're working on a communication for the residents to let them know that it's going to start. So we're going to be sending it out.
Do you know in what form? Social media?
Smoke signals.
Social media and website. Please.
Hi, City Council. Rachel LaPointe with the Water Billing Department, letting you know we got our door hangers in, and these are starting to be hung up now. So if residents get one of these or see our meter readers, or maybe me out there hanging up things on their doors, it's real, it's official, you need to change your water meter. So they could go to dearbornheightsmi.gov/water or call 313-335-3115 to schedule that appointment. And I'll gently remind everyone in the room, if you haven't already gotten it done, get it scheduled now. Right now, they do have appointments available 5 days a week, as well as some appointments available on the weekend or in the evenings. As we get closer to August, they will lessen the number of days available for appointments. So if you want prime pick of days, now is the time to schedule, all right? So get on that. We want to get this done. Like I said before, my birthday's in July, so if we can get it done by my birthday, let's do it.
Excellent.
Council Chair, just for the Water Department, I just want to say something. I had a resident reach out maybe 2 months ago to us, and he kept insisting his water bill is not that amount. And I usually send them to the comptroller's office or tell them to get their meter inspected, but he insisted. He came in, did his homework. It's a case that I don't think anybody in the city's actually ever seen before. His meter would go backwards and then charge him forwards like 200-300 units at a time. And it's recorded. Like you'd see his meter go backwards on record, like us are reading it, and then it'll go forward 392 units.
Yeah, and I think some of it, we kind of figured out part of it, but it is a little bit of a mystery still, and we're working with the contractors with the new meters. We're going to get it figured out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
It's a really wild one.
Wild meter.
Thank you very
Crazy.
much.
But thank you for you guys doing your homework.
Go ahead, sir.
Hi, my name is Lake Perry. I am a member of the Dearborn City District Commission. So the address would be 6045 Fenton Street. So I just want to let everybody know that this is Developmental Disability Awareness Month. There are people with developmental disabilities that live in our community that apply for jobs. So I think that it's important that we honor them as well as people with autism. That's month coming up too. So I think it's really important, and I just hope that me and my other colleagues can get together and meet soon so we can start working on the issues. I think that people coming up missing is, it's an issue on the commission, so it's to educate people on eye watches and things like that. So I just want to say happy Disability Awareness Month, and I appreciate I'm able to serve our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your service.
Hello, Council Chair and Mayor. Just want to talk about a couple of items. First off, this Friday, all day at Carrollton County Library will be a blood drive. Join us from 11 to 5 p.m. to give the gift of life to someone in need. The need for blood now is as strong as always, so hope to see you there.
I'm sorry, Director, you said this Friday?
Yeah.
What time?
11 to 5 at Carrollton County Library.
Is that through who's
Red Cross.
Red Cross.
Red Cross, yeah.
11 to.
Yep. Next, this Thursday, March 12th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at Carrollton County Library, join us for a pressed flowers craft. Say goodbye to winter. Goodbye, winter. And hello to spring with a fun craft. Make charming artwork using pressed flowers to display in your home. Online registration required at dhlibrary.org for adults 18 and older. That's all for now. Thanks for your time, and see you at the library.
Thank you, Director. Thank you very much. Madam Treasurer?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, Council Chair, thank you for your item regarding name tags. I think that's a great idea. I like that they're going to be, uniform as well. And I think that's so important for our staff members here in the city that are the face of the city, that interaction with customers. So thank you for that. I wanted to also thank Councilman Saab for your ceasefire resolution.
Thank you for supporting it.
Yeah, thank you for allowing electeds to be part of that. I think that's so very, very important, and just really a travesty what's happening there, and it needs to stop. I also have something else for you, Councilman Saab. I want to say thank you because you brought something that sparked an idea in my brain to, see, it's a good thing. We listen. To launch a customer service tracking internally for the treasurer's office for customer calls and emails, those concerns. We used to call them issues and opportunities, right? Every time you have an issue, it's actually an opportunity to improve. So thank you. We are starting that as soon as I get that launched this week. And again, that just comes from your suggestions. So I think
Nancy, thank you for putting it forward.
yeah, and your idea too with the online form too for the website. So really great energy there. I really love that. The last thing I just wanted to talk to, I'm not going to go into the cash flow because I'll talk to you guys more about that. Okay, but what I did want to say regarding training, the treasurer's office has had some turnover, as you know. We've talked about that. I've emailed you, I've given you information. And some of the issues, we actually have, with Plant Moran, developed a plan, a strategy to address some of those items. But I want to talk about training real briefly. With the new staff, they're all starting at ground zero, right, with training. So they have recently completed their cash handling training through the Association of Public Treasurers of Canada and the United States. They're nationally certified as cash handlers. They're also going through their customer service training on March 25th, so we're excited about that. And then we're working towards the internal controls with Michigan Department of Treasury through MSU Extension. Regarding BSNA, we had that lined up, but because we had staff turnover, we talked to our BSNA representative who said, you guys are going to the cloud in August. You're going to go through a lot of training then. You may want to hold off because you have new staff members, because it's coming instead of double paying. So that's what's going on with that. But I want to tell you how important training and development is and investing in our staff. And we'll continue to do that. But again, thank you for your suggestions.
Thank you.
They keep us moving forward.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer. For directors who doesn't have anything to announce, you can go. Especially who's fasting. Please go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Hi, I'm Nicole Hefty. I am the Director of Grants. I feel like I want to share with the community just some of the work that I'm doing in my department, because I do want you to know that we listen. So one of the things that I get to do for my job is actually to take all of the concerns that residents have, the initiatives put forth by the mayor, opinions of council, ideas, and I get to kind of weave them together and then turn them into something that can be funded. And so some people may know that it is legislative appropriations season. It is basically like the marathon for grant writers, because you get 6 days to write up to 12 or 15 proposals. So this week, on your behalf, I submitted 11 proposals on behalf of the city of Dearborn Heights. Thanks. And so they covered things like, repairs to Canfield Center, parks investment, urban forestry, digital infrastructural changes, dispatch, sorry, I can't even read my own notes. Communications Center, because we have a new communications department. Funding for the next phase of Ecorse Creek flooding mitigation. An accessibility grant to make buildings across the city completely accessible with the button doors and the all the good stuff. And then finally, actually I have two more. We have a proposal in for some funding for facade improvement for small business, as well as proposals going forward for fleet replacement for some of those vehicles that our DPW needs to do the essential services that everybody knows and loves. So thank you. I just wanted to share that with you and let you know that we are absolutely listening. And if you have any ideas or questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Thank you.
Director,
1 second.
1 second.
Sorry.
I know you brought up recreation there and parks.
Yes.
I've always been always been outspoken about our like people with disabilities in our park.
Yes.
We have nothing.
Yes.
And the next park that we see, I don't care which park it is, we're gonna do. I want it to have where every child there is treated equally.
I agree.
Not looking at other kids in the park. please make that as a priority.
It is. So the parks, I'm calling it the Parks Investment for Equity and Community Engagement Project. That project is very specifically just accessibility, just putting in accessible playscapes at all of our parks. I like to do things like that because you can take advantage of the savings if you buy more than one playscape. And of course, Teresa and I have been working together on the needs of the department. We also got to take a tour of a couple of the parks too together. So.
And one more thing I'd like to echo is that when I sat on the DDA in Westland, we did a park there on Ford Road that was for.
Tappan.
Yeah. Designed really for kids with autism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of the busiest parks in the area for it. If we can get even something like that in our city.
Yeah, so I just also wanted to share, Teresa McCarlton, Director of Parks and Recreation. So this is something Nicole and I have talked a lot about. It's also something that is very close to work that I've done in the past. I've developed several fully inclusive parks and playgrounds, written grants for them, and also then constructed them. There will not be a park, the next park that will be happening, and we're talking about different funding mechanisms, will be fully inclusive and accessible. So absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any more announcement from city officials? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, we go to public comments. I see many hands on Zoom. Let's go to Zoom.
Margaret took my job today.
Thank you.
Good evening again, Council.
Good evening.
Dana Parrish, Criminal Park Street, Dearborn Heights. One thing I just wanted to address, I'm glad to hear that the treasurers talked about BSNA training. August is 5 months away. I know it's her department, but it's 5 months away. I understand that the turnover and everything in the office, but since, it seems to be a big problem. Councilman Saab and other council people have brought up the checks that have been posted and those kind of things. If there's any way that can be expedited a bit, so we get on top of, the posting of the checks and reconciliation we've been paying an ungodly amount for, I think that'd be a step in the right direction. Even if they could start training maybe a couple of people and then do it in steps, so at least we could get in the right direction. I think that might be a good idea. The other thing I wanted to talk about was 11B, that resolution on that war. I don't have the family involved that many of the residents and council members do, but I have a little bit different outlook. I'm a combat veteran from the Middle East, and I am vehemently opposed to this war. Unfortunately, I've seen results of these kind of conflicts. Unfortunately, I know a lot of you folks up there have family and friends, and they're suffering. And unfortunately, we're going to have a lot more than 7 or 8 veterans that will pay the ultimate price. And also, there's going to be a lot of veterans that are going to have a lot of wounds that you're not going to see. So, this is a ridiculous war. I think it's a war of distraction. I think it's this war that we don't need to be involved in. Thank you for bringing that up. Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you.
And thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I hear an echo, so I should just talk through it.
Yes, please go ahead. State your name, street, and the city you live in.
Thank you. My name is LaTanya. I'm a Dearborn Heights resident, Madison Street, Dearborn Heights, Wayne County. Good evening to you, Council Chair, to this body.
Good evening.
And to administration and to the community. I am here on behalf of the Wayne County Women's Commission. to invite you all to our fourth Sustainable Women's Resource Fair. Our goal is to, number one, honor the needs of women in Wayne County, and we are appointed by the 19 commissioners of the Wayne County Commission. I was formerly appointed by Commissioner David Kniezek. I am now under the appointment of Chairwoman Alicia Bell. And our fair is going to be on April 30th at Wayne County Community College Northwest Campus from 9:30 to 3 p.m. It is free and open to the public. All people are welcome, men, women, because our goal is to support the health needs, business needs, life, estate, and planning needs, education needs of all who walks through our doors. If anyone wants to contact me, feel free to reach out to me at Women's Resource Fair at gmail.com, and I'd be happy to send the flyer.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah, please, if you can share that with me, and I can share it with the communication director here in the city, maybe we can promote it on social media and the city website too.
Thank you so much, Council Chair.
Thank you.
If I am able to use more time.
Sure.
I'm also reaching out as a concerned community leader, and to be able to say I greatly appreciate Councilman Saab for his resolution and for the full council in support of that resolution. As someone who is vehemently against the violence that develops in the Middle East, international, all across the world, and civilly here in the United States. And I would love and appreciate the support to be able to understand from this council and legal counsel's perspective, what is the position against any acts of violence against immigrants and non-immigrants here on our soil by federal law enforcement agency, also known as ICE. I did send an email approximately a month ago to the full council to be able to understand that in writing. And I do appreciate Council Chair's response to that email and being able to understand my perspective. And again, I want to be able to understand the city leadership's position, both legally, to be able to support our citizens in the best way we can against acts of state-sanctioned violence. And that concludes my comment, and I'll give you the rest of my time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Sadly, just about ICE, it's under federal law, so I know the city has no, say in that too. So, moving on. Good evening. Please state your name, street, and the city you live in.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Sam Jamal. A few weeks ago, last couple of meetings, I asked about the bid construction for the fire department, and the response was it will be reviewed by the Corporation Counsel, Mr. Miyake. Is that done?
Go ahead, finish your questions, and we'll answer them all.
Okay, that's different one, so. If you
Yeah, well,
can
we're writing them
answer
down.
that, it's done?
No. We're writing your questions down. Finish all your questions, and we'll answer after you're done.
Okay, that's one question. The other comment is, in the past, there was, consolidating all the accounts, it's a great idea. BSA is capable of doing that 4 years ago, not today, not yesterday, 4 years ago. The impediment was that when you issue the checks by the control office, they have to make sure that the checks being issued to you or the warrant issued to you for approval as a council, that they have enough money in the unrestricted funds when the issue are issued for unrestricted funds. So it becomes a duty of the council to make sure not to sign or approve any payment if it is not enough, if there's no enough money in the unrestricted general funds. So that was one of the issues. So I need to make sure you understand that your fiduciary responsibility now, that the controller, when they send you as a council to approve payment, that you have no commingling between the payment you're approving for restricted or non-restricted funds. And that was something, in the past, the controller did not have the capability of doing that. So that's why the account kept separated, so that was an old mechanism, manual mechanism to separate the unrestricted from restricted. It wasn't the best idea of managing accounting of the city. It was only to relieve that particular, difficulties that the council need to make sure that there are separation between the restricted and unrestricted. Now, since you approve this, you have to pay attention because that's your job as a council to make sure don't approve payments if you don't have enough in the non-restricted general fund balance. That's my advice to you.
Thank you
Can
very
you answer my question now? If the bids, being reviewed by the corporation council.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Jamal. Regarding the accounts, I'll answer real quick. We had an understanding with Madam Treasurer, and she's gonna be on top of it, and she's gonna inform us. So no restricted money can be spent. Regarding the bond, Mr. Mackey, do you have any answer to that?
Not bond,
The agreement? Yeah, I'm working on it.
You're still working on it? Okay.
That's correct.
So Mr. Miyake is still working on it. Do you have any more on Zoom? Okay. Please state your name, street, city you live in.
Good
Yeah.
evening again.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole Pro, Henry Street. I just wanted to say, I know there was a study session a couple weeks ago about the Neptune 360 program for the water billing. It is a fantastic program. Myself and my coworker check it every day. We have caught a handful of new meters where people are getting excessive high reads. I've been able to reach out to a couple of them to have them check that where they probably did have leaks. Because if you check it the following day after I contact them, their usage drastically dropped. You can run reports for high consumptions. You can run reports for ARBs that aren't sending out reads. There's many different functions on that. I highly recommend the water department supervisor check that every day. We did send some over today that we were told that they would not be sending out any letters for ARB or high water consumption, but then they said they would. With the billing being not as up to date as it should be, if they wait to send these people a high consumption letter, you're going to be months in advance that they're getting high reads. When we can check that, it tracks it. Once it realizes a pattern, it brings up a list of high consumption meter reads. So it's a valuable program. It definitely needs to be implemented for everybody that has anything to do with the water billing department. So if this ever comes back up again about whether or not we want to go with Neptune 360 or somebody else, I can say just from the month and a half, 2 months that I've been able to use it, it's fantastic. And that's all I got.
Oh, thank you so much, Nicole, for your input. That helps a lot of people to understand that it is a beneficial program. Platform. So hopefully we can implement it one day. Any more on Zoom, Madam Clerk? Okay. Moving on to in person. Please state your name, street, city you live in. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, esteemed Dearborn Heights City Council. My name is Leslie Herrick. I'm a resident of Dearborn. And I just wanted to thank the Council President Pro Tem Saab for introducing the ceasefire resolution and for all of the council, as well as the city clerk for her support of the resolution. As you eloquently pointed out, this is not a war that the people of the United States want to be involved with. It's not a war that was brought on legally with the approval of Congress. And so you are the leaders in bringing forth this resolution. I hope that many, many other cities, municipal governments, towns across the country, and of course across our state, follow your lead in speaking up on behalf of the residents that you serve here who are so deeply touched and affected by what's happening in the Middle East, but those who also believe in following the rule of law. And in wartime, there are international laws that are being violated, as well as our own laws here in the United States, that the war was even brought forward the way that it was by the president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Any more in person?
I'm going to be really quick. I'm going to speak as a resident of Van Buren Road. I just want to give a thank you to Deputy Chief Phil Hall and the fire department. I had a little scare at my house. There was like a weird smell. I thought of calling, maybe not calling, but I just kept thinking of my daughter, not really my wife, but more my daughter. So
I hope she's not watching today.
so they were there within like 5 minutes, and they stayed until, they reassured us everything was okay, and they stayed, and they were great. And a big shout out to the fire department.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments in person? Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Councilman Saab. Do I have a second?
Yes.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Briar. Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Good night, everybody.